of all see what are the different types of evapotranspiration that we deal with, and then what we can find from the method I have already mentioned. So reference crop evapotranspiration is the first type. So crop evapotranspiration under standard conditions, that is also called as ETC or ET not. Crop evapotranspiration, ETC is basically the crop water requirement of the actual crop, and ET naught is the reference crop evapotranspiration. So this is the difference between ETC and ET naught. Crop evapotranspiration under various management and environmental conditions. So actually later we'll discuss this in our coming lectures, that once you find ET naught and then you find ETC, then you have to make some adjustment to the local environment, especially the adjustment relating to the wind speed, adjustment relating to relative humidity, and some other adjustments have to be made. So that is finally what we use as the crop water requirement, or crop water that the crops required there. So units of this crop, this evapotranspiration, whether it is the crop evapotranspiration or actual crop evapotranspiration or reference crop evapotranspiration. So units are depth of water per unit time. That is normally millimeter per day is the units in which it is reported. Sometimes it is also expressed in terms of energy per unit area per unit time. Megajoules per square meter area per day. It's another way to represent the evapotranspiration of the crop water requirement. So it is found that about 2.45 megajoules per square meter are required for evaporation of a millimeter of water. It depends on latent heat of vaporization. That is lambda, which is latent heat of vaporization. It is the actually uh, the process of vaporization of water and the energy required to do it. So lambda is 2.501 minus 0.00236 into T. T is the temperature of the area. So it is in megajoule per kg. Which means that 1 kg water mean 1 liter water, which is 0.001 cubic meter, and it is actually uh, it is 0.001, that is 1 millimeter water over 1 square meter of area. So energy required to convert 1 millimeter of water into vapors per square meter area is actually this latent heat of vaporization, or the amount of energy required to evaporate water. The evapotranspiration rate expressed in units of megajoules per square meter per day is represented by delta ET. It is called the latent heat flux. Latent heat of vaporization or latent heat flux is actually lambda into ET, and the units are megajoules of energy required to convert 1 millimeter of water per square meter area per day. Now, what is the difference actually between ET naught and ETC? So that is mentioned over here. ET naught is for the reference crop. So remember, this reference crop has the fixed characteristics. I will come to it later in the coming slides. What is the reference crop or the standard crop? And the only thing, so it means that across the globe, wherever you will find ET naught, the reference crop will remain the same. The only thing that will be affecting ET naught is the climate of that area. So it means that ET naught is only affected by the weather parameters, temperature, wind speed, solar radiation, humidity, etc. And if you incorporate the crop characteristics, so that becomes the ETC. So ET naught is only dependent on the weather parameters of the area, because the standard crop is the standard one. And if you want to find the actual crop evapotranspiration for any crop, that is ETC, so it is actually the combined effect of weather parameters plus the crop characteristics. So ET naught is only the effect of weather parameters of an area, and ETC is the combined effect of weather parameters plus the crop characteristics of the area for which the crop water requirements are to be estimated. So, what is evapotranspiration? You already know that evaporation from the bare soil of the field, and transpiration mean the evaporation from the aerial parts of the plants. So, combinedly, because it is very difficult to differentiate from a crop field how much is the evaporation, how much is the transpiration. So, combinedly, we use it and find it by various ways or methods. Now, once you find ETC for an area, the actual crop evapotranspiration for any crop, then you have to further adjust it for the local environmental conditions. As I mentioned, for the local humidity conditions or wind speed conditions, which are different than the standard conditions taken to find the ET naught. So this is these are the steps that we normally follow, that you have to follow as well when you will find the crop requirement. Firstly, you have to find ET naught, then you have to find out the crop coefficient Kc, and then from there you find the ETC, and then while finding crop coefficient you can make the adjustments, and finally you can find the adjusted crop water requirements for a particular area.